All right, today we're going to be talking about consistency and you lose it quick. All right, sit back, let's get started.
Parenting in the 21st century is ever evolving, and while you balance work, kids, and your sanity, it's easy to feel discouraged. Welcome to the Super Parent Syndrome with your host, Dr. Nick Fanning.
All right, parents, so let's have a real talk here. Today I went for a run, and it was my first run after about a 2.5 week break, okay? Now I can tell you this, trying to get back on the bandwagon of running and getting back to training, man, it's ridiculously tough. I mean, I just had a conversation with a good friend of mine where he was an ultra marathon runner, and we're talking like 100-mile races. And he was saying like, yeah, you take a few breaks off, it's almost like starting from this clear from the beginning again. And I can tell you this, man, today I was like wheezing, I was coughing, I was sluggish, I just felt like I was running in sand. It was not pretty, folks. And so it comes down to this. There's an expression in the military that says it's easier to stay up than it is to catch up. And I'm going to implore to you, and I'd have you consider this, that in your life, in both your workouts, your spirituality, your meditation practices, working with your wife or kids, or even in your business, it is far easier to stay moving, to keep up, than it is to take a break and then come back to it. Okay, so how do you apply this? Let's say you start running or working out. It's far better to go in and do a half-ass workout than it is to not go in at all. Meaning this, you're going to have a torpedo hit. You're going to have a disaster strike, and it's going to be super tempting to quit the workout for the day or give that up so you can handle other things. What I'm telling you is this, that it's far better to crank out 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, a plank, a couple squats, do something little to make yourself sweat than to not do anything at all. Because if you completely lose the momentum, it is crazy tough to start going. If you just move the needle just a little bit though, maybe it's not your powerhouse CrossFit workout, maybe it's not going for a 6-mile run like you're supposed to on your app, but hey, you get a little bit of movement in there, it is far easier to beast mode at the next workout than to completely skip it all. Okay, now that's being said, you do need to listen to your body, and sometimes it does require rest and recovery. But workouts, prayer, meditation, notes for your kids, text messages, blogs for your wife, training for your team, it's best to do something little than to chew off the whole turkey, okay? Now, I'm using some really weird expressions, and I'm sorry about that. I don't know where that came from. But my point is this. Something's better than nothing. And I know we've said that so many times in every area of your life. But it's the honest God truth. Something is better than nothing. So, even today, if you have not worked out yet, your goal is to, by the time before you go to bed, is that you need to get a little bit of workout in, okay? And it doesn't have to be a half marathon. It does not have to be a full CrossFit workout. But if you can get your body to move, get it done. If you have not prayed or meditated, something is better than nothing. Crank out the book, set a timer for 5 minutes even. It's going to help your growth, okay? That's how it's going to be. Growth is small and incremental. If you think of it right now, it's planting season. So farmers are putting seeds in the ground, you're planting your garden, you're doing these things. It's like a small act every single day, pulling a weed here or there, watering the garden. That's what's going to yield you a good crop. If you ignore it for a week, you got a lot of work to do. You got to pull weeds like for an hour, then you got to water, and then you got to try to fertilize it again because it was just neglected. So instead of neglecting for a week and then powering for a couple of days and then going back to neglecting, do a small little bit every single day. Okay, so there's homework in the email. You can take a look at it. If you have not subscribed to the daily 1% Club, please head over to peptalksforparents.com and sign up. Otherwise, you can also follow us on Facebook or subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play Music. Anyway, thanks so much for listening. I appreciate you all. Again, it is easier to stay up than it is to catch up. This is Dr. Nick Fanning, signing off.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Super Parent Syndrome. Please be sure to visit peptalksforparents.com for more content and our free newsletter. And remember, you are not alone.